I'm in love with you. This ain't the honeymoon. We're past the infatuation phase. Right in the thick of love. At times we get sick of love. It seems like we argue every day.
What's going on, local 1700 brothers and sisters? Over the next several weeks, we're going to do a few shorts. It's a few things that we as the committee, along with the stewards, we're going to have some conversations. And, you know, we watch social media. You know, we in the plant, we see what's happening. We deal with HR and labor. We hear some of the, we watch the grievances and the disciplines and suspensions go out. And it's a lot of things, you know, we like, okay, that's kind of like elementary to what we expect the membership to know. And I'm going to encourage some of you guys to go back and look at some of the old podcasts, because when it comes to the grievance procedure, we're going to talk about that later on. We got a complete, thorough examination of how the grievance procedure works. But today we're going to talk about weed and alcohol. I need to be clear, very clear. You cannot indulge or have on your person or in your vehicle, if your vehicle is searched, marijuana, cannabis on a company property. It may be legal in the state. I know it's not legal federally right now, but it may be legal in the state. But you can't have it, right? And the question may even come up, what about brownies or edibles or liquid forms of it? If labor or management suspect that your behavior or you smell like marijuana, cannabis, Mary Jane, that was back from the old 70s, Chuck, right. Back in the days. If you smell like or your behavior and they have reasonable suspicion, then they can't suspend you pending investigation. I tell you, and the guys here sitting in, and I'm pretty sure they're going to chime in on it, you know, it's been several times, multiple times. I think last month, it's like 4 or 5 people that got suspended for it, where they was outside the door or inside the plant, and manager walked past, and you smell marijuana. And you look, and there's 3 people there or 2 people there. One of them take off running, and the other one sitting there holding the bag or try to discard it, and you know they get suspended.
Yeah, they getting fired.
Yeah. They get fired.
Yeah, they start you off suspension to ease your pain to get you home, but they fired them. Those cases they fired. We sit there and we explain it. We explain it and we keep explaining it. And it's our job to explain it, but at some point we gotta just be accountable and just leave that stuff at home. Yeah. I understand we all got the right outside of work to do as we like. We got the medical marijuana cards, you know, we got the right to smoke, but in these people facility, you don't have the right to do that. So we just gotta kind of come together, and I like to call that petty, meaning don't give your job away for something that we can control. That's within your control. Don't throw a 6-figure-a-year job away over, you know, indulging in a recreational habit is what I call it. I ain't shaming nobody. Some people got it for health reasons, medical reasons. Some people got it soothing. But whatever it is, let's just leave it at home and do what we do outside of work. When we come to work, let's just work so we can build this product, keep our health insurance, get a nice check, and just go home to our families. And then once we're in the privacy of our own home or doing what we doing, then we can indulge in that. And if you got a company lease, don't even indulge in it on the way home.
Good point.
Please don't even. At that point, you out of bounds on the company lease, and they're looking for ways. They never just hurt the individuals that do it. It hurt everybody. So right now, just think about it. There's somebody in the plant who just getting started, who credit ain't quite there, but they coming to work every day. They get to get a newer car to get their family back and forth to work. At the point that we messed this up, now they got to go through credit checks. They got to go through how long they've been working here, history. And now they back to the bus line. So if we can, please, let's not indulge in the marijuana. Just do it in the comfort of your own home and all that good stuff. But when we on our way to work and we get to work, let's just be ready to work.
So let me jump in. Let me add a little to this so we can clear this up about the indulging, not just at work or in a company vehicle. So we were just told that they're raising the amount of money that it's cost if you get caught smoking in the vehicles. Getting a lot of complaints about people smoking on company property. So that's a twofold. Smoking on company property, which means in the parking lot, and that company car is considered company property, right? So if they find marijuana in those cars, that's considered company property. If they find guns inside your cars, that is considered company property. Those things can get you terminated, so just be mindful of it, because there's a lot of activity in the parking lot, and security are looking at the cameras and seeing the puffs, clouds of smoke
They
coming
got
out
some
of
hell
the
of a
cars.
cameras nowadays
Yeah,
too.
and they looking at the clouds of smoke, and so they will follow you from the time you badge in and backtrack it to the cars and do their homework just to terminate you. So just don't do it.
And also about on the weed thing, to those that's out there discharged, we getting a lot of people we often ask, are you on any type of medical marijuana, anything like that? Be mindful that when you come back, they drug screening, and we need you to make sure that you clean your system. Just unfortunately, if you discharge, just please do not engage in any type of drug or recreational use, or however you want to put it, because when you come back and you fail that drug screen, unfortunately, they consider your grievance closed. So protect yourself, not only at work, when you're at home, party when when opportunity presents itself in the right way. But when you're dealing with company property, you own company property, you utilizing company property, you just want to make sure that you're not under the influence of any illegal, they deem to be illegal alcohol, drugs or whatever. So just if you're out there and you are waiting to come back, please clean yourself up and get yourself together, because when you take that test, they're definitely looking for weed.
And when they take that test, Rick, I just want to jump on that. They give us the opportunity. It's not something contractually they have to give us the opportunity to reach out to the membership if they're terminated and say, hey, be clean when you take the test. Because when you take that test, it's a one and done. If your committee man, for some chance reason, is able to get you a retest for a certain reason, that's a blessing within itself, because typically, hey, got the job back, we got to take the drug test, it's a one and done. They pass, you're good, go back to work. If you fail, you're done. The marijuana situation, and the reason we bring it up, because it's been discussed even now at the plant manager level. And I expect the company to be putting out something soon, because he told me today that they're going to be putting out something soon. We got to get a handle on this, because this is some of the things that we would think that everybody would know, and it seems like it just constantly keep coming up, about, hey, such and such getting suspended for getting caught in the alley smoking marijuana or smoking in the bathroom, and in some cases just smoking in the alleyway at the workstation. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, we can't argue it. I mean, how do you argue something that we all know, including you should know, that you can't indulge in at the plant? But on top of that, I want to dip into the alcohol, because I get grievances where the committee man, the steward, the committee man, and most times it's committee man, because committee man deal with terminations, where such was under influence. Under influence what? Marijuana? Nope, alcohol. And then I get the management half, and guess what? They got a picture with alcohol bottles stacked up. What was that at, Eric?
Behind medical, behind the greenhouse cafeteria, behind South Body Shop.
Darks over there.
Yeah.
Behind the dark, they line them up on the darks,
Y'all just named like 3-4 different areas.
like 20, 30 bottles.
And they had a picture. I mean, it'd be empty bottles, and they ain't like pints. These are filths, right?
Sometimes they even get it off the book bag.
Yeah, well, yeah. We had that situation where they,
Double shots in the drainage.
Yeah.
Short
Those in the
dogs.
drain system,
Pint bottles in the drain system.
Short
in
dogs.
the toilet.
no, you're right. Now I'm laughing because y'all just rattling it up. Y'all rattling off what y'all see, right?
Yeah,
I
happened
know
to me.
what y'all
Yeah.
doing out
Yeah.
there, so you shouldn't be surprised that we saying
Yeah,
all this.
short dogs. I had 2 short
And the
dogs.
reason we
a couple of
saying it,
fish.
Chuck, is why? Because we're trying to make our job easier when it comes to defending you, but we're trying to save your job, at the ultimate end of the day. And, we do have EAP services. If you have a problem, you need to be seeing an EAP route. You may be in denial, but when it comes to your job, and I'm gonna say it, I mean, I don't know how everybody else in this room feel like, but right now we're making pretty good money. We're making pretty good money. A lot of phone calls I get from people that's terminated. First thing they tell me is, hey, it's hard out here. I'm working, but I ain't making what I was making in there. Then you throw the overtime on top of it, we knocking some dollars down. So if that's gonna require us to say, okay, I'm gonna wait to the end of the shift, whether it be 8, 10, or 12 hours, 'cause I know in some areas they do call 12 hours, then that's what we need to do, but I don't think it's worth jeopardizing your job, your family, and the income coming into your home. But management is strongly looking at that because it becomes so evident with all the bottles, all the
I
bottles.
mean, just coming to work blasted. I had a guy driving a high-low.
Mm-hmm.
He came to work. He had 3 accidents because he was in here drinking before he got to work.
Okay.
He was already towed up before he got to work. He had 3 accidents out there. They called a steward at 3 different areas where he had 3 different accidents.
Wow.
And then they called me as soon as he get fired. The first thing he said, "When I get back, when you get some help, bro.
Yeah.
I need you to go see the EAP, get you some help, so I can have a better chance to get you back to work."
Yeah.
So
Because there's no guarantee even at that
that's
point.
not
you
a
can get 'em back.
guarantee. It's not a guarantee.
And I'm looking at the safety aspect, like you said, he's driving,
And then the same thing, they get the tickets, then they get put out of the department.
Yeah.
And I can't control that. Only you can control that.
But real quick before we get off, even back on the weed thing, the reason why we really stand park right there is because, as the committee, we fight for them to get their job back at the second step. That's at our level. Just like the president said, the most disheartening thing is to tell you that the test is coming, right?
Yeah.
And then we work so hard to get the job back, and then you fail the test, and then you lose the job. Currently, right now, I have some people that have major seniority that won't have an opportunity to come back because they failed the drug test. So it's difficult, but don't put yourself in the position to where you lose everything you worked for because
What now? Say that again.
everything you worked for, and we just want to make sure that we send the warnings out there because they just not giving us opportunities to get people back. So please heed these warnings because it's going to save you. Trust me.
And definitely bring your own pee or your own pee. Don't bring nobody else's pee. I done had at least 10 people come in here with somebody else's pee with different temperatures. And that was
Or
mine,
different
no.
sexes.
Oh, different sexes. Or one guy was pregnant.
Monkey piss. Don't bring the monkey
Yeah.
piss.
Oh, yeah, the monkey.
caught-
We
they
ever
caught
heard about
on
the
that
monkey
whole-
piss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caught up on
So, I
the monkey
mean,
urine.
They actually get monkey piss.
Somebody laughing out there, but that was some serious shit.
Serious.
I ain't gonna talk about
Yeah.
that.
That's what on me.
At the end of the day, and I know a lot of times people say when we do these podcasts, it be doom and gloom. Then we got the shop chair be like, well, I ain't gonna make it all bad because you do a good job of that. And this is not doom and gloom. We just talk. This is stuff we just feel like the membership should know at this point.
We want to make sure we overeducate.
Yeah, we
Y'all
overeducate.
know all this, but we got to keep telling.
Got to
y'all.
remind them, put it in front of them again because
Adult conversation, right?
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
And let's go back to the company lease. It was a great negotiation to get hourly people opportunity to use the company lease program. It's not a right. It's a negotiated benefit. The reason for the benefit was that people were complaining that the cars cost too much. They wasn't able to get them financed, even though they worked at the plant. And so the International negotiated with the company to allow people to use the company lease program so you can go back to work and get home. Now, we ask you guys to read your company lease paperwork. Don't be so excited to get a new vehicle and sign the paperwork and you don't know what you're signing, because a company lease is not like a personal lease. And even in a personal lease, you are not allowed to do those things because when you bring it back, they're going to charge you. There's conversation going on now about how we're going to deal with this. Everybody needs to understand that it's a privilege. Don't let the program go away and everybody go from driving a 2026, whatever it is,
To a shoe.
to whatever you can get. And then, just think about it. Then your family, your friends, because all the, people post soon as they get a new truck. Hey, I just bought this new truck.
Now you're on rollerblades.
Yeah, but you don't want to start posting the pictures of when they take it away, and then what you're driving. We done went from a Grand Wagoneer with everything in it to a small Cherokee with nothing in it. So let's use this program for what it was meant for. First, for you to be able to get back and forth to work on time.
On time.
Two, for you to be able to provide for your family and take them places as well. Don't lose that program, and you're going to have people that's just going to just do wrong. But we can't allow a few people to mess this up for everybody. because this is a negotiated benefit that benefits the entire membership. So we need to be mindful that we don't blow it.
But you know what, too, E? From what I understand, I think they mentioned to us that the company only gave it to us. It was really like I think like a joke that we wouldn't. The people ain't gonna come to work and everything. They're like, we'll give you the company lease, and even with the lease, they're not gonna do right.
Yeah, it's supposed to be attendance incentive. Yeah.
So they really looking at us to mess up, so they can say, "I told you." Even with giving them a benefit that you can't get nowhere else, they gonna destroy it. So we got to protect it just so we can prove them wrong. I mean, we got to do right. I mean, people shooting videos in it, drag racing. It's just some of the stuff I hear is going on in these cars is unbelievable. It's like, do you do that in your own? You know, some of them probably do. I probably shouldn't say that. They probably do. But we got to protect this because it's a great tool, like the vice president say, to go from a 26 to end up back in the 76. Some people was on bus. Some people was
Because
walking.
there's no credit check.
Ubering. I mean, we have the best incentive that everybody. We are the envy of the industry. Everybody is looking at us saying, "I wish that could be me." Can you imagine that? That you have a vehicle that's $100,000 in your driveway and they're only taking a little or nothing out of each paycheck. Please don't mess that up. Because none of us, we make good money, but none of us can go out and just grab a $100,000 car. Let's just be honest. And they gave us a path to do that. So let's protect that incentive.
I'll tell you what, the car lease program, you know, is a good program. It's for the members. Like I kind of threw in there, and there's no credit check. You know,
Yeah, that's huge.
that's big. That's big because even if you're working on your credit, you wouldn't be able to get some of the vehicles that's been afforded to us today. I just let's protect it, and that all goes back to the weed. To drag racing, because all this was talked about the Stellantis Council, just so you know where we're coming from too. Because the company really at the point they want to take it away, and the union is taking the position of let's have some conversation on how we can fix or address some of these issues.
Or address the people that
Give
Or
up the
address the
busters.
people,
That's what I was
yeah,
about to
yeah,
say. Y'all
yeah.
give them up. Look, those that's doing it, give them what they asked
Yeah,
for. Take
yeah.
the program from those that's abusing it. But the ones that's respecting it, they should keep it. But the ones that's abusing it, those are the ones that got to go, man. I mean, we giving y'all up. I'm sorry. It's just
Talking
the
about,
way it is.
I want to change something
Timing
because we're
y'all
gonna make
out.
this one a short one. But talking about company leases as a whole, I'm talking about vehicles, parking lot issues. I came across my desk last night. A young lady was sideswiped physically. I mean, her body was hit by a vehicle last night in the parking lot. This ain't the first time I heard stories like this. You know, I heard quite a few stories of a standoff about parking lot spaces. People, I ain't gonna say they racing in the parking lot, but they speeding through the parking lot, trying to get out of there at a certain time. And I get it. The parking lot is congested because you don't want to park in the back, you know, far in the back, right? I get it. But keep in mind that this parking lot is to accommodate everybody there. You may not want to park that far. But the point that you get to a confrontation and somebody feels threatened, not that you actually threaten them, the SOC say feels threatened by your behavior, that creates another scenario. And that scenario can put your job at risk. Now, I'm not going to go into the job part, I'll let somebody else talk about it, but I'm going to say this. We got to exercise some patience. You know, this is your brother and sister. It may not be your blood brothers, but it's your union brother and sister. Y'all work side by side or 2 or 3 lines over, even the next department or the next shift. Then we come back on Labor Day or the picnic and we want to kumbaya. And, hey, you know, let's show that kumbaya in the parking lot. Let's have a little bit more patience in that parking lot. At the end of the day, you know, it goes back to don't put your job at risk. Everything that you worked for because of a parking space. I get that you may be running late a little bit, but we got to plan accordingly. And I'm going to say it. Excuse can't be, well, you don't know my lifestyle. So my lifestyle is based around my job. Mine is. Because that's how I pay my bills. And I will hope that everybody else, not necessarily being, okay, well, I'm a company man, but you realize this job pays your lifestyle. Don't lose your job over it. You got to do a little bit better on that. So I did want to throw those 2 cents in.
Just to add to that, Mike, right quick. Company sent out a letter. I'm pretty sure everybody got it. You can't start Uber eating with the corporate cars. You can't start a delivery service.
Oh, yeah.
They are paying attention to that. not get yourself in trouble. You can't fake your license and all of that because you sign a agreement for they can pull your records directly from the Secretary of State. So there's no gaming that system. And once they remove you from that system, we have no recourse whatsoever. We can't grieve it. We can't do anything. Once you lose it, you're out.
And
Brian, can you touch on the CPLs or having guns?
Yeah, and then, you know, CPLs were going vaguely, but just speaking directly to it, you can't even have your weapon in the car when you go to turn it in. That's company property. It's company property when you go to turn it in, because wherever you're going, they're affiliated with the company. So if you go to the marshalling center, and if you read the text message and the email that they send you, verifying for your order, it tell you all that. You got to remove your pistol from the car and all that when you go to turn it in. If you go take it for an oil change, you can't leave the pistol in the car while you sitting there where you can't bring it out there. You can't do any of those things. The same with the weed. If you leave weed in the company car and they cleaning it out, you just had drugs on company ground and you turn. Same with the alcohol. It go hand in hand. And it's actually in the notice. Like VP said, you gotta read that stuff. Because I went to argue something and I got my face hit and my hand tapped, because when you read it, it says you cannot have any of that on company grounds. And when you go to the marshalling center, it lets you know this is Stellantis, you own company grounds. So just keep that in mind. And if I could just double back 1 second to the parking lot, it ain't slow down. And I'm gonna take this deeper than the car program. Slow down before you make somebody lose their life out there. I'm big. I ain't that nimble no more. I can't be jumping out the way of y'all cars. Like, please. And I'm too big for somebody to carry me if I get paralyzed. Please, slow down before you kill somebody out there. And you have to explain to their family and their children that you were in that much of a rush to get home that you didn't see their mom or dad crossing and you ran them over and killed them. Then you got to look at your children and say, I'm going to jail for vehicular manslaughter. They're going to lock me up because I was in that much of a rush to get home or to show off my new car, whatever it was, that I just accidentally killed somebody in the parking lot. So please, y'all, slow down. It was a scary incident with that individual that just got hit by. Just slow down, y'all. Slow down, please.
So I just want to say two things. The parking lot is an extension of the workplace. So things that happen in the parking lot can cause you to be fired. Whether you out there arguing, fighting, drinking, smoking, or if you hit somebody and leave the scene, right? Threatening somebody. Yeah. There are 1,000,001 cameras, that are 8K cameras, not 4K, and they will track you down and be waiting on you the next day. So please be mindful that whatever you do in a parking lot can cause you to be terminated.
And I hear my mad brothers and sisters, because I know what y'all about to say. It's a shame that the cameras don't work when they steal the car. I get it. But they work when they trying to catch us. You're absolutely right. So let's just do right and continue to be right, so we don't got to go through them situations.
Well, they got to understand too. I mean, I agree with what you said, but they there to protect the interests of the company. They're not there to look out for us. So if you think that, you already messed up. They are there to protect the interests of the company. So anything that's dealing with the company, they're gonna protect it. They're not gonna tell you who stole your car, who vandalized it, because if you go and seek retribution for that, they liable, because they told you, okay, Ron's the one to hit your car. Then now you going to talk to him. It's an altercation, something happened. Now they liable. So just from a legal standpoint, they're not going to tell you anything that they see. So it's not that they didn't see it. They just not going to disclose it.
And the company has agreed, and this is where we have to be mindful. The company has agreed, because the shop chair, the committee, president, they all went to them and talked about the theft of the vehicle. First thing they said, we can lock the parking lot.
Yeah, and everybody was mad about that.
Everybody was mad about that. Because there they waiting for us to stop them from getting the vehicles. But then that's going to definitely make you guys slow down when you're leaving, and it's going to make you come to work early so that you can get there before the gate closes. Yeah. So we have to be mindful. One thing that everybody can do to slow down the theft process is just buy a club. A little $20, $30 club can stop a lot of theft.
And not to just add insult to injury or whatever, but let's not forget, because I know I hear some people out there, again, I'm just listening because I hear the floor, I talk to y'all, and then y'all letting them come write tickets. Let's not forget, It was the membership that complained and said we had to do something about how people was parking. So we didn't treat each other fair, and that's how they came on a lot and start writing tickets. Because we start blocking people in where people couldn't even get off work because you trying to get to work. So you done came in and expect me to sit outside from 2 to 10. I get off at 2 because you was running late. So we brought them tickets upon ourselves too. So we got to pull it together, and we got to act like family and treat each other like family. If we want the company to treat us any better, it start with us. We got to treat ourselves better and each other better first.
All right. Well, we trying to keep this one short. We're gonna go into by the time this podcast, the holiday will be over. I want to talk about emergency status at some point, and I want to talk about the Stenanias Council altogether. We touched on it with the lease cards for sure, but I'm gonna encourage everybody: let your neighbor know about this podcast. If give them the link, tune in. Talk about yourselves, and tune into the next podcast. Because the next podcast we're gonna talk about the grievance procedure, 66C, and medicals. The 7-day.
And can we throw safety glasses and air
Oh, we
bugs
can
and
most
stuff in
definitely
there?
throw it in. That's on the next podcast.
Next podcast.
You'll be coming out next week, so please tune in for it. Y'all take it easy. All right.